to the connective tissue between the personnel department, the head coach, and how they're going to coach their position. How do you replace a running back? It's the best running back that you've had there in years in Sony Michel, and we saw him in dominate performances when he was playing tailback. Oh, I'm going to move a wide receiver to tailback, and I'm going to give him the ball 10 times a game, and he's going to average more yards per carry than my starting tailback. So I'm going to do that for 2 games until my starting tailback comes back. Like, who else does that? No one does that but Bill Belichick, because he knows what the skill set of his players are, and he is trying to highlight their ability, and he is trying to remove. If they're playing offense, those 65 plays, he is trying to get them to play as fast as they can and only do the things that they do well. So the reason why Cordell Patterson is not playing 60 plays at wide receiver, because he does not do that well, and he can't play fast. But that skill is transferred in the tailback, because ever since he's been in college, open field running is a skill set. He's got a great body for a wide receiver. He's big, around 6'2 and a half, around 220 pounds. He can handle the pounding more so than other wide receivers. So besides that, Jenna, I don't know how the heck they do it week after week after week.
I thought pre-snap reads made a really good point this week, reading an article about the Patriots and about what makes Belichick, asking this exact question, like, how can they do it? And the point that was made, and it's a point Coach Mangini has made, is they don't ask guys to do things they can't do. So many teams out there, they will see, okay, listen, this guy really struggles against the run as a defensive lineman. And they'll leave him out there in running situations. Well, figure a way to fight through it. The Patriots will say, we will put you out there in passing situations. And they do that on an individual basis, like Cordell Patterson. What do you do well? The ball in your hands, not route running. So let's remove as much route running from your job as possible. But they also do it from a team situation. We're playing a team that really struggles defending the pass. We're going to throw it 50 times. We're playing a team that really struggles defending the run. We will run the ball 35 to 40 times. Like, they have no ego about how they are going to approach each week. And that, to me, does allow them to more easily interchange their parts, because when they lose, listen, Sony Michel, talent really matters in this league, but at least temporarily, when you lose Sony Michel, if you have a couple guys who combined can replace his production. Okay, Cordell Patterson can replace his production in this area. James White can replace his production in this area. You can get through it. When you bring in the tight end Dwayne Allen that they brought in, that he's never going to be Gronk's pass catching. But can he be Gronk the blocker? So when Gronk's not out there, can we use our tight end in blocking situations like Gronk was out there? That's what the Pats do so well. The only thing that surprises me is that more teams don't emulate it.
I was just going to say, then why, if it's successful for them, why are they the only team that does it?
The secret sauce is because players will not buy into that in other buildings. They don't respect the coaching staff. They think they know what's better for their career than the coaching staff. But when that player buys in, and when you sign with New England, and they're looking at acquiring you, you forget all that. You forget what you used to do. And it's a matter of, Coach, what can you do for me? That's why we're worried about Dez. Will he learn there? Will he do that? Because we don't know if it's going to be a complete buy-in. In New England, the secret sauce is the respect that players have for Belichick and what he does, and they have more respect for his opinion of their ability than their own respect for what they think about their ability, and they surrender that to them to be used any type of way. Right. And that's what the big difference around the league is.
All right, let's talk some basketball now. The Lakers, through 10 games, are about average. LA's 4-6, even with LeBron still doing occasional LeBron stuff. There are reports of discord, with Magic Johnson meeting with Luke Walton about the Lakers' slow start. However, according to LeBron, this team still has a ways to go before basketball pundits start drawing conclusions.
I know we're capable of doing, but it's going to take a while for us to continue to learn each other. It's going to take more than 10 games, So, we got some great work today, and we look forward to the match tomorrow. We have to get better every day because we don't have the experiences a lot of teams that we're playing in the Western Conference with years and years of experience. So, every game and every practice and every film test is another opportunity for us to get better, and we cannot take those moments for granted.
I mean, he does have a point. They don't have the same history together that a lot of the teams in the West have. But could you finger point one thing that is the reason why they're off to such a slow start, Nick?
Not one thing, but I think I can give you a few things that are the reason why they are where they are right now. One is there is no consistency night to night. So for example, the Lakers, they beat Denver, a team that hasn't lost once all year. It was to the Lakers. And then the next night they go out and lose back-to-back games to San Antonio and to Minnesota, where they just don't even look competitive throughout parts of those games. They beat Portland, a team that's 8-3. The next night they play their worst game of the year by far, get annihilated by the Raptors, who don't have Kawhi Leonard that night. They sat him. That would have been one of the big stories on the show if it didn't happen over the weekend when we had an NFL Monday to talk about on Monday. So why do they not have a consistent flow night tonight? Part of it's LeBron, and I'll get to that in a second. But the other part of it is what Magic's talking about with Luke Walton as far as figuring out a rotation. They have no rhyme or reason to the rotation. There's only been one team in this league so far this year that's played more different five-man lineups. Some of that's the suspension, but Luke Walton is still figuring out, when am I going to take out the starters? Am I going to go with the full five-man bench unit? And they don't have the continuity to it, and that's hurting their defense more than it's hurting anything else. But the other factor is LeBron is not yet playing like LeBron. Now, his numbers, I don't know how. I've watched every game they played this year. Somehow he's still giving you 27, 8, and 8. Because for some, he's always, I guess, going to give you 27, 8, and 8.
Since high school.
Since high school, he's giving you 27, 8, and 8. It's unbelievable. I told you this a couple years ago, that LeBron's sophomore, junior, senior year of high school averaged 27, 8, and 8.
Wow.
And in his NBA career averages just about 27, 8, and 8. Like, for somehow, that's just what he's going to give you. But if you watch it, he is not the overwhelming dominant force on the court that we know he was for the last 30 games last year in Cleveland and the entire playoff run. And if he's not that, and Ingram hasn't been great, and Lonzo's been hit and miss, and they don't really know what Rondo's role is yet, that gives you a mediocre team that right now certainly has not found its way defensively.
To me, LeBron looks a lot like at a certain stage last season when they were in between 2 or 3 of those trades.
Yes.
And he was just trying to give it a chance, but he was trying not to be the dominant personality on the court and on the team. So you could see that he would allow things to happen during the game, not get really, really upset because he believes in the long processing. And I just believe in changing location. That LeBron he's a little sensitive towards overreacting. And he's done this a couple times. With talented teams, talented players. In the NBA, you're going to struggle. Miami, those first 20 games were not good. They're talking about Dwayne Wade at that time was a superstar. Chris Bosh was a legitimate, underrated NBA star, getting 20 and 10. So they struggled. He goes back. Kevin Love. We know what kind of resume Kevin Love had before joining LeBron in Cleveland. And Kyrie Irving. I mean, LeBron had never played with an offensive player like Kyrie Irving, so they struggled. Why wouldn't we expect the Lakers to struggle? When we did the pre-analysis, preseason, I said they were struggling. I'm going to give them 20 games. We're only halfway through that. So their roster, the way it was put together, when you put Rondo, when you put Stevens on these types of teams, the spacing on the court, when you're trying to figure out Kuzma, Ingram, do they play together? So they had a lot of things when you put this roster together. There was no way they thought this was going to be a finished product. And it's going to take at least 20 to 30 games to be able to see a better product than what we're seeing now, Nick.
And I think, and I'm not reporting this, I have not talked to anybody close to LeBron on this, just my gut feeling here. I think LeBron feels about Luke Walton the same way I do, which is I don't know, which is we'll find out. And why does that matter? LeBron is not doing some things he's done in years past for other coaches, which is solving problems for them. LeBron is letting Luke Walton figure it out. I think because... How does that behoove LeBron? Because you got to figure out if Luke Walton's the right coach. You want to figure out if Luke Walton can help you, because it is not about this year. The Lakers will make the playoffs this year either way. They will not beat the Warriors this year either way. But what you have to figure out is next year, when you add that other star that I fervently believe they will, is Luke Walton the coach? I don't think Magic knows if he's the coach. No. And I think that the best way to find that out is let him be the coach. Don't have LeBron be the coach and player. Let Luke Walton be the coach. And if Luke Walton wants us to run this type of offense and to play this type of style, okay, let's see how that works out. And then I think now Luke Walton, I believe, will be the coach the whole year. And I think in the last 30 games, if they're in a playoff push, then it'll change. Because I don't think LeBron's about missing the playoffs to learn lessons. But early on, let's see what Luke Walton can do the first time he's coaching with real pressure and real expectations, and we'll find that out. I don't think it's fair to prejudge Luke Walton in either direction right now, and I think we got to watch and see.
All right, let's take a break. Coming up, a little more football. Who wins in a battle of Big Ben versus Superman? That's next on First Things First.